We all know by now that a Starfield event is coming and hopefully coming very soon. This was confirmed by Bethesda themselves over on Twitter a while ago, saying, quote, "To dedicate a proper amount of time for a deep dive into Starfield, a standalone show is in the works." Unfortunately, at this point in time, we do not know when or even where this event is happening, but knowing my luck, they will confirm the event date a few hours after I post this video, and my comments will get filled with people telling me I'm stupid because they have confirmed the date. But what can we actually expect to see? Because this is so unusual for Bethesda. With their previous games, we've usually just gotten one showcase, a release date, and then the game. So what will Bethesda show off that they haven't already shown us in this original showcase? Because that was supposed to be the only showcase, and then we were going to get the game in November. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to discuss today, so drop the video a like for me, consider subscribing if you're new around here, and let's just dive straight to the point. First things first, I want them to, and I think they will, show off character creation a little more, because they did kind of skim over it in the last showcase. They could show off face sculpting, which we didn't see this time, and it would be cool to see if they changed anything from Fallout 4 sculpting. I would also love to see more of the walk options, which I'm very excited for. Having walk options is something that I've wanted in Bethesda games probably since Oblivion, so for years now, and I'm so glad that they are finally adding it. They could then go into showing us the positives and negatives of traits and backgrounds in actual gameplay, much like how they briefly showed this clip here.
It says here you spent some time as a diplomat. Having a way with words might prove useful.
I also do think that there is a very big chance that we will at least see a few minutes of the opening of the game, like as soon as you start. Now, why do I think this? Because they've already shown it off a little bit for a start, but also because they've shown off both Skyrim and Fallout 4's openings in their respective showcases and events. So I was actually a little surprised that we didn't see Starfield's, so I wouldn't exactly be shocked if they did show us at least some of the opening. Actually, one thing that I definitely think that they will show is more of the crafting systems, because we only saw one weapon being modified in the original showcase, whereas we still haven't seen any of the stuff on the side here, such as armor / spacesuits or the food stuff. I think that there is a very good and high chance of Bethesda showing off this stuff, because it isn't exactly spoilery and people will enjoy seeing it. Of course, we could also see more weapons being modified here too. Now, recently in one of the Constellation videos, Will Shen did confirm that there is a city on Mars called Cydonia which we can visit, meet its residents, and a bunch of other stuff. So there's also a good chance that we could potentially see Cydonia at this event too, even if it is just a little bit, because we already know that we can go there now, so what's the harm in showing it off? Now, the issue with doing another showcase is that they'll want to show off things we haven't already seen, but they also won't want to show any spoilers. But what I would really like to see is just a few minutes of uncut footage, showing us walking around New Atlantis without any cuts. I really hope that we get something like this, because in the original showcase, the most unedited footage was the fight on Crete, which was still edited a little bit. I would also really love to see more dialogue, and I know a lot of you guys would too. Obviously, we briefly saw what it's going to be like in Todd Howard's Q&A video, and I'll play it here for those of you who haven't already seen it.
My favorite speech persuasion system.
You're not talking us out of this score.
It feels like it's part of the dialogue, but you're spending points to persuade them.
You willing to give up the ship? Just like that?
And that is unfortunately all we had to see, but I would love to see more, since again this was quite short, I think. But speaking of dialogue, I would also like to see some more stores and see how we can buy and sell things. And yes, I know it will pretty much be the same as every other BGS game, but I would just really love to see some of the stores in Starfield's universe and the dialogue of the shopkeepers and stuff like that. And just quickly before anybody asks, yes, it will very likely be Todd Howard who comes out on stage to show off more of the game. Starfield is his baby and his dream game, and he has wanted to create it for over 25 years. I have no doubt that it will be Mr. Todd and his saucy leather jacket here to greet us and show off the game at this new event. Now, one major thing I really want confirmation on, and I know again a lot of you guys do, is whether or not we will get some kind of land vehicles in Starfield. I have stated before that it's sort of hard for me to imagine that we won't, considering these planets are just absolutely massive, and after a while walking around an empty planet just looking for resources is going to get a little tedious, and adding in land vehicles will make the process a little better. Although, with that said, I don't think that we will get any kind of mounts or land vehicles or anything like that, but I really do want a confirmation on it. I do think that it's possible, considering we have literal spaceships, but I unfortunately don't think that it will happen. Although, with that said, I wouldn't put it past Bethesda to add them in later through a DLC. Now, I have speculated somewhat recently that we will get another Constellation Q&A video before this event, since they have marketed these Constellation videos as a series, and it isn't really a series so far with just 2 videos in it. So I do think that we will get one more before they confirm the date of the showcase. Now look, I do not work for Bethesda, I don't know what the hell is going on over there, but if you were to ask me, I would say that this showcase will come in late February. However, if we get to, I'm going to say the 18th or the 19th of February, and we still haven't seen any information on this Starfield event, then it's probably safe to say that it isn't going to happen until March.
What?
I know, a lot of you are expecting Starfield to drop in March, and I'm here to tell you that that's not going to happen. I would love it, but I just really doubt it will happen. They're going to want to market this game for at least a month, if not 2, before releasing it. In March, a lot of people will still be playing Hogwarts Legacy, and of course you can say, well, Bethesda shadow dropped Hi-Fi Rush, but those are 2 completely different games. Hi-Fi Rush only got attention because of its shadow drop, otherwise not a lot of people would have cared about it or even played it. Whereas Starfield is a console seller and has the potential to be the next Skyrim, aka the biggest and most popular open world RPG. Believe me when I tell you, they'll want to market Starfield, which is why I don't believe the game will release in March, and I instead would put my money on April or June, skipping May because of Redfall's release. Now, do I think that we will get the official Starfield release date announcement at this Starfield event? Yes, I do. I think that the release date is the whole reason that they're even doing this event in the first place. I've said for the last few months that besides the developer direct, which at the time we didn't know it was going to be called that, Bethesda didn't have any other big events to announce their release date with. And then of course we got the confirmation of Starfield's own event, so it just seems really obvious to me that we will be getting the release date announcement here. And Bethesda aren't stupid, they know that everybody will come to this event looking for the release date. So for sure, I definitely think that we will get the announcement of the release date. Again, I would personally put my money on April or June. And of course it would be great to see the game release in March, I just very much doubt that that is what's going to happen, and I'm not going to waste time going into talks of the game releasing after June, because it just appears glaringly obvious that the game is still releasing in the first half of this year, so I'm not even going to entertain the idea of a second delay, but if you want to, that's fine. Anyway, that is everything that I think that we can expect to see without a doubt, or at least some of the stuff I want to see without a doubt. So let me know what you want to see at this Starfield event in the comments below, or better yet, let me know when you think this event will actually take place. Please drop the video a like for me if you would be kind enough, it really helps out more than you can imagine. And as always, if you are new around here and you're looking for a place to stay up to date with Starfield news, leaks, discussions, some speculation, and plenty of other Bethesda focused content, please do consider subscribing because I cover it all over here. And with all of that said and done, as always, I thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in the next one.